I don't know any change.
Okay, now we're
You ready?
So I don't hear me. Okay,
Need a motion to call the meeting to order?
I'll make the motion.
Second,
I'll second.
all in favor,
Aye.
opposed? Please pledge allegiance.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Looks like we have got one change on the agenda. Consider the approval of the minutes of the strategic planning meeting number 3 from April 18th of 22. With that, I need a motion to approve the agenda with the changes and additions.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor,
Aye.
opposed?
Consent agenda.
And
Motion to
need a motion to approve this consent agenda.
Make the motion.
Second,
I'll second it.
all in favor,
Aye.
Aye.
opposed?
All abstained.
Carl abstains.
We have community reports.
Well, I will just share that this is always a fun announcement to make, is that the valedictorian for this year's class is Sarah Douglas, and the salutatorian is Megan Medgarden. I sent home a letter. Actually, they stopped by the office, and both of them in the office, and I was able to announce it to them personally, and then we sent the letters in the mail to them. So they will be, so congratulations to them.
Any public comments?
Receive nothing.
Yep. School committee updates, negotiations committee. Nothing on that one.
Still awaiting.
Legacy committee,
It's not met. It was rescheduled.
community ed. She's
Oh,
not
wait,
here.
can I add one?
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for legacy, sorry. Yeah, we were supposed to meet last Thursday. It's rescheduled for this next Thursday, right? Not tomorrow, but the following Thursday. And this Friday night, the post-prom committee is doing bingo at the Lyle Liquor Store at 7 o'clock. So, and it was a lot of fun. So if you're not doing anything Friday night, please come on out and play some bingo.
It was a lot of fun.
Okay, that's it. Sorry.
Community education.
We had actually just met tonight, just before this. We'll be putting out some information, Twins games. We got a couple of craft with plant
Building. classes. Sign up-
developing thing coming
Sign
up.
up is due tomorrow.
Yep, and then the big events, we were looking at doing some larger events in the community-wide in the fall, incorporating as many of our student organizations and legacy and all this other stuff in the community to promote
That would be fun.
a lot of things. So more to come on that.
Finance committee.
We have not met.
LPAC committee.
We meet next Wednesday.
Facilities committee, and we have not met
On this past month. No.
this past month. Library committee,
We have not met.
SMEC board.
They just had their board meeting the other night. I know, and I don't know how it went, but I know one of the discussion. Well, that wasn't actually the board meeting. That was the building and grounds committee
That's
that they have. And one of the things that kind of the big ticket item right now is just looking at building a bus garage. And I think it's gonna be on hold just because of the price of everything, but that was the discussion we had the other night.
She did email
Yeah,
an
she-
update too, so.
Okay.
Bradley, financial report.
All right.
Try to make you a host here.
Start with our monthly financial report. You see our revenues are fairly consistent with previous years. We did do some federal money requests here in April, so that number will tick up in some chunk on the next report you're looking at. State aids and property taxes are ticking it along the budget, so where we should be there. Looking at our expenditures, again, our expenditures as a percentage of budget are right where they should be. And that's looking at by program, but also by object there. The one that jumps off the page a little bit is the capital expenditures. You know, that one, it's not a lot of dollars, but just didn't have much in the original budget for it, and paying off some leases really is the biggest thing we did there, to use a little bit of our cash on hand to get ourselves ahead for future months and years. Any questions or concerns on what you're seeing on this page? All right, our next page has got our other funds. So we've got our food service there, comparing the revenues there to the expenditures. We're at a loss position, which is, you know, kind of status quo for us, but it's a little smaller than it has been in the same month in previous years. So that's a good thing, kind of hanging in there as best we can on that front. Kind of hard to compare to the last 2 years as well, because both unusual years for student attendance. So food service gets that. Okay. Community services, yeah, it's still not doing as much as we have in some other years, but we're financially, it's kind of a program that we're able to kind of coast on there a little bit and not lose money while we're not operating things. So then looking at that service, we've got our we refunded our bonds earlier in the year, and you know, that's showing in both our revenues and our expenditures. So
We probably hit that right before we got, they started jacking some stuff on that interest rates. Did we kind of hit a,
yeah, I think we got that refunded at just the right time. Because I've just looking at investments, I've been able to see, instead of
oh yeah,
0.02, you know, the 0.2s are coming back and the 0.3s. So, you know, I'll be looking at some 6 months, year, 2 year CD kind of options that pay us something rather than the kind of nothing that
yeah.
has been available to us. So realistically, we would see the same thing with bond rates too. So it's we hit the market just right on that. In our custodial funds, we did receive scholarship money to be paid out at the end of the year.
What
So
is that? I ask this all the time. What is the custodial fund? Just, that's our,
there's one scholarship at this point that we have,
okay,
that the donor pays us
okay,
the money, and then we distribute it back out
okay.
to the recipient. So accounting nerd speak, there's a couple different ways to account for that, but the way ours is set up, that's where it shows up.
Okay.
So
All right.
Any questions on any of our other funds there? All right, I'll switch over to our treasurer's report with our cash balances. So relatively flat month for our cash balances here. Nothing nothing too exciting to report other than food service actually brought in more money than it spent in the month of March. So, you know, that's the banner month there.
Have we not
Good.
paid bills yet? Sorry, didn't bring it down.
You can check the dates on the next report. Maybe there's a couple that are April 1st there or something.
Sorry. Negative.
Then
I think it's the first time.
I was just gonna ask when was the last time I've had.
I don't know. I don't know.
all right, I'll flip on to payments here. There's nothing too exciting going on with those, but
It was bad.
yeah, the only thing that I'll even mention here, there's a rather large payment for Predictive Technologies. Those are our HVAC guys. And there's we pay them periodically as they do stuff, but there's also an annual contract. So that payment included the annual contract. And they actually bill us for it at the end of the year. So they've already done a whole bunch of work on that contract and then send us the bill. So not a terrible arrangement to have, so. Other than that, that's all I got on the bills. Anybody see anything that they'd like to have explanation on or anything?
No. We still paying on bus here, right?
No, we paid off that lease.
Okay, so we're all square on
Yep.
buses.
All of our buses are free and clear now.
Then I don't think it's not, you gotta do now, but is there a way to look back and like our energy bills or whatever? Can you tell? if you
It's-
lighting-
It's really hard to tell,
I mean, it's
particularly because when we got them installed, so
right,
we got them in, I think it was June 2020 was when we got them actually installed, so about the time that our usage dropped
Right.
because of COVID,
right,
we retrofitted all the lights in the place, so.
right,
So the data shows it lower, but we don't know how justified it is.
right,
Right,
Yeah,
because we
and
didn't
now
use the
we're pretty well back to normal operations.
right.
I haven't looked at it right now. Of course, rates went up in the meantime too,
Right.
but
Yeah, I just curious.
from what I've have looked at, they haven't done in a little while, but I think the difference is real.
Which-
It's definitely real in our maintenance costs too.
Right,
We haven't had the
Oh, yeah.
Dave and Dan scope in the hallways fixing lights as often, so
right. Yeah, no, I just.
that day will come for sure, but
Right.
yeah,
But we still paying on that. Piece.
we paid that one off too.
Okay.
Oh,
Awesome.
Okay,
Good.
and this might be a conversation for another time, but we're talking, is it time that we just start replacing those rooftop units? Just like put one
I
on
was
health
thinking
and
about that the other day too.
just start,
Great question, because we just met with, what's his name?
I don't know if it's. time to
Greg?
talk about it,
Greg.
but-
And he said, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think he said the life expectancy were, still about 10 years to we still should have generously 10 more years.
I know, but like if we start, like, if we have a bad one, that we
Right,
spend,
that's one.
we just start,
Yeah. So there's
You're
a,
thinking the same way we're thinking, and
Yeah.
okay,
And-
well, then long as we're on this, both on the
Yeah.
same.
they're continuing to monitor them and looking for the
So I'm
signs
just, we
that,
can put it on health and. like,
yes,
our-
oh, it's absolutely gonna be health and safety.
Yeah,
when
and
those
we
come
can
through.
just, like,
Um,
so we don't have to do 4 at a time,
Well, so a couple
I don't
of scenarios there. So one is that we are building up long-term facilities maintenance money. And that's definitely probably, we've got 3 things that I'll think about that give me heartburn. The roof, the units, and masonry work. those are only the three biggest tickets that we'll have over a 50-year period.
Right.
If we got to say 5 years from now and 4 or 5 of them are ready to go, we can look at a bond. That would be, not necessarily even that big, but a couple $100,000 or something like that. We could do a bond and stretch that out for 5 years or 10 years or whatever, to
It's
not
just-
have such a big hit at one time.
I don't know, I just think we need to talk about it. Like,
He was gonna look at finding a general price, so
Right.
just for budgeting
So we
reasons, so
know,
what it would
yeah.
be a full one, but
Yeah.
there were a couple of them that he found that needed some work, and we'll need to talk to the facilities and some game planning for that, but all of it seemed relatively doable for, on a short term.
okay.
Yeah, the kind of repair work he's talking about is filters and, fixing up seams
Well,
and
that's good.
stuff. So we're not talking
Nothing
replacing
major.
Nothing
engines and,
major.
and big pieces of units. So it's very encouraging, honestly.
Yeah, that's good.
I just,
The day will come when.
Well, I know,
it's
I
bid,
just-
so.
it sounds like I won't be on the board at that time, so I just wanna make sure.
You say that, but
I say that.
You'll be.
right in campaign.
I was thinking at that last meeting we had Monday, we should have started like recruiting people.
Yeah.
And I was like, have you ever thought about,
Yeah,
because I know a couple of us, our kids are graduating. We don't have any more coming, but our interests will be different.
Mhm.
But you can't.
Well, I don't have any kids here with my kids, but.
What Carl's saying is he's 5 years out on that at least.
5 years out that I don't, yeah, but anyway.
all right, any other questions? I'll make a motion to approve the financials.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Reports and presentations. Lieutenant Goble.
All right, so I'll stay a little bit with facilities. So last week during the heavy storm that we got, I got here, dropped my stuff off, went walking through the building. Was extremely excited when I walked into the 4th grade classroom and I saw no water in the building.
All right.
And then I walked out and I saw Joel on a Zamboni and I'm like, oh no. So there was a class there. So I think the caulking that we did was a good move. Joel was gonna call the guy to come out and take a look, but there were 2 classrooms. One, Mr. Hagan's room had extensive water. And I think what Joel and Tarek did some brainstorming. They think it has to do more of about that window than it is anything, because the way it's coming in, but
The
he was
caulking around the window or the window?
the window itself. There's a shield that was on this fall. And it's wasn't there, so somehow they found it, so it's gonna be a never ending battle, but again, Tammy's room was probably, the wind wasn't hitting it, so there was no water in the building.
Right, yeah.
You didn't have any in yours,
Mhm.
so that,
We had water in our basement and we've never had water in our basement. So it could just be the way it was hitting.
and it hit that side of the building and it
Yeah.
was just crazy, so.
Straight line winds.
Yeah.
So he did call, I don't know, I haven't forgot to ask if they came out and checked, but, with the rain today, sometimes we get the rain and it doesn't come through, it's just the wind plays a factor in it, so. Last month I brought up, well, I'll stick to this, we had a fire marshal visit on Thursday. It was the first time for Corey and I to walk through during a fire marshal visit, and it's actually a good learning experience for us. As I said in my email to you guys, we finally got figured out the capacity for our gyms, way off. He literally walked in and he goes, that's not right. And so we did the math that day and he gave us, so 1237 is our
Got more
max.
people in the gym.
So, and then, there are different scenarios of having tables and chair for graduation, 1237 is the max.
Chairs on the floor.
With
bleachers
spacing now,
full.
you said if the band plays down there and you gotta, that it reduces a little bit, but that's not even including the stage. So that's good. For just strictly athletic events, I don't remember, I think it was maybe 700. So it was a good, decent amount, maybe 800. Otherwise, there were some things that we would call violations, so we're correcting some of those. One of those, the door that you mentioned. It was just a good, it was really interesting because he was brand new and the previous ones came through and Joel was like, yeah, we've had these things for years and no one's ever mentioned it, and all of a sudden now he does. So
The padlock on that door,
yeah, that's been there for, and
20 years.
yeah, so
What door is that?
Where you go into the football, where the helmets.
Back, yeah.
Oh, the bad.
The back
Cage.
equipment room.
Yeah.
we can't have a padlock on there. And it was literally because I had one ordered to replace it, so I could give one to the coaches and text Heather and said, cancel that quickly. So,
Huh.
so,
It makes sense, why?
yeah.
Yeah.
So we got some things to correct, but nothing, I think nothing that is going to be very expensive, honestly. If we put a brand new door in there, that might be the most expensive thing we
Do we have to put brand-
No. I got some ideas for all.
Okay, all right.
Last month I brought up the transportation issue with Austin, and you probably have heard, but not much changed with their time, so that will not play a role in ours. And so just wanted to share that. Going back to stuff, the facility wise, in our conversation with the facilities, we looked at, they kind of gave me the go ahead to call landscapers to come and visit and take a look at our landscaping. Weiss Landscaping came in. I have a proposal for them. I'm meeting with Bergs tomorrow. And Dolan's came last week, but I have not received a proposal for that. It kind of breaks down into three different ideas. One is just the front, from the flag to the apple trees. Another one is the signage, and then around the other building. The main consistency so far that they are encouraging us that we're going to be fighting a weed issue unless we tear out the entire rock and replace and put all new stuff. That was both recommendations. So I'm gonna wait for Bergs and then send them to I'll send them to everybody in the board, just like the facilities. I think a lot of that stuff we could do possibly as a community, and time is also of the essence because we do. Weiss is, I think his open was August, and Dolan's was like late July. So, if we wanted to really do something now, we'd have to do it as a community for that. We met this afternoon. There's a lot of meetings today. We with several teachers, the three of us met with several teachers. Because of the learning loss grant that we have an urgency to spend that because it expires basically at the end of the summer. I'm pretty impressed, and that you are too, that what the teachers have come forward with, from field trips to the cities, to classes on site this summer. Later on in my action discussion to offer high school credit to these, to giving me authorization to offer that. So that plays a role in it. We have credit recovery going on this summer. We have SMAC, we have EQ, Hush. So it's going to be a busy summer for our drivers, busy, and I think the teachers are excited about offering something that they will enjoy. It's kind of we told them it is a once in a lifetime opportunity to do some of these things. So now we just got to promote and get some students involved to take part in that.
How is the communication gonna go out about that? You guys discussed that?
We are organizing the field trip, the classes. We're going to try to coordinate them so they're generally at the same time, so that maybe it ease the parents a little bit, because some of the kids will be going to SMEC Academy, so we don't want to interfere with that.
Yeah.
So the field trips, we could have more ideas that come forward as well, but we're going to try to send it out as a package, send it home with the kids.
And
And portal.
Yeah. Yeah.
The hard copy would be more of like a pamphlet type of information.
Graduation, May 27th, 7 o'clock. And the last thing I'm gonna talk about is, so we did, Bradley and I met with, we sent out proposals to food service. Today was a day where they could come, the companies could come and just ask us questions, take a look at the kitchen. We did have one company come through. It was a fantastic visit, and they'll be May 4th coming to meet with the two of us to give us their proposal. So we'll see what they have to offer.
Is it some company that another school has had, or?
Lots.
Yeah,
They're-
it's a popular one. I don't know if we can share the name. I don't know.
That's okay.
But-
That's fine.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't know.
That's fine. No, I just was,
You've heard this company before.
oh,
That's all I got.
I only have a couple things. We had in elementary, quite a few tears actually at our monthly assembly for the sole fact that I made the mistake of announcing we only have 2 months left of school. So lesson learned, don't do that. Because they were very sad. They
Because it
were,
was so close or because it was so far away?
because it was so close. I don't want to leave school until I announced to many of them, but you're going to be a second grader next year. Okay.
Well, that's good.
So yes, there was that. We had ACTs went extremely well. Like, I wanted to get the number on how many we actually tested. I think it was 18 or 19,
Sounds right.
something like that. It worked out. It was great. Huge thank you to Teresa Slowinski because she has been a godsend in helping with just even monitoring. So I'm not tied behind my desk for even MCAs now. Because that has been going underway, and knock on wood, we are in our second week and wrapping up the second week of testing, and we have been able to solve every problem. Even the one where the juniors went to test and realized we don't have the testing app on the laptops. But that's okay, because we can share iPads. And this one,
have a question.
yes, sir,
Are we on iPads or do we do,
they are doing everything on iPads.
okay,
So, yep, we don't go into the computer labs anymore. They're doing it on their iPads in the classrooms that they are familiar with the teacher that they're familiar with who teaches the specific class. So math is taking it with Mr. Wagner or their classroom teachers, and then science will be in science.
It's nice.
Yeah, so and we're only losing 3 weeks, like it's 3 weeks of testing, but the classroom teachers are only missing out on 2 days of that time frame. So it's been really nice. And then Teresa has been monitoring the test from in here just to like restart if someone gets kicked out. So that's been really helpful because I've also been able to do double duty this year, which I wasn't able to last year.
so it went better? It's going way better for you?
Way better
Okay.
with her on board. So
Good.
Okay, good.
thank you for approving that last year, for approving her. That's been a lot less stressful. And the last one I have is really because I know he's not going to say anything, but we did go through our strategic plan, and I don't think any of you realize how much work JD did behind the scenes with this. So everything that happened with it was all him. So I just wanted to thank him for it because I thought it went extremely well. And I didn't really get to say it until because it was approved to end the meeting really fast last week, earlier this
Who
week.
would've known that?
I don't know who it was.
Well, you
but-
didn't tell me you had like a speech. part.
I didn't have a speech plan. I never planned them. I just do them on the spot.
Actually, thank you. I had that on my note to say something and I forgot. So thank you. But
Oh,
thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you for your hard work.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
thank
Yeah.
you.
It went really well.
It
Thank
It
did.
did. It really did.
And are we done? Do we have one more meeting?
We have another
One
one.
more.
We have one more.
Yeah.
6 of us, 7 of us.
Not the.
Just
like,
to go over the
whole
results?
people.
Oh. When is it?
May 2nd.
They said that to me.
It's also on here.
I'll send you an invite. You have an invite.
I do, it's right there. I think there's a baseball game that day.
There is.
That it? Okay, we got items for action and discussion. Consider approval of the 2022-2023 district calendar.
Basically the same as what we proposed last time.
Yeah.
Do we-
Um,
oh,
I can post.
No, I-
Um,
The one you showed us last time.
It's the same. I'll
Do
make
you,
the
I don't know
motion.
if you have any data on the conferences, how that went. I mean,
Mm-mm, I didn't
nothing really,
Oh, yeah,
enough to
that's
ch-
right, we
nothing
did
enough
talk
to
about
change
that.
talk
anything.
about it.
Right.
Nothing enough to change anything.
No,
Okay.
Nervous.
Need a motion to approve the 2022-2023 district calendar.
I'll make the motion.
Second,
I'll second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Consider approving the first reading of District Policy 413, harassment and violence.
So this one and the other, the mandated reporting one, the MSB again goes through with a fine tooth comb, looking at basically the laws and updates, and this is their standard updates. Nothing really stood out to me, but I don't know if anybody caught anything, but it's
No.
pretty standard
Yeah.
updates.
Cleanup of the wording, that's
Yep.
about it. I just need a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve them.
Need a second,
I'll second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Consider approving the first reading of District Policy 414, mandated reporting of child neglect or physical or sexual abuse.
I'll make the motion.
Oops.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Consider approval of shot clock purchase for our main gym.
All right, so I think last time I mentioned that the co-op was looking at doing the Southeast Service Co-op was looking at doing something. They basically were told that the price is what it is and every district is different, so that's what it is. So we have
Guaranteed money.
essentially,
Everyone has to
we
do
have
it, so.
three things that I brought up to you guys in the email, and I'll just talk about them a little bit. We could wait another year on this, but I think we've had a conversation with Carlos, coach, is that it might be nice to play a non-conference game next year and work out some of the kinks.
I'm just gonna
And
tell you
just-
that all the summer stuff, they're making a huge deal about using the shot clock. Huge deal.
Okay.
And I'm just like, this,
I would just get them and be done with
Yeah.
it and
We need it
Not-
anyways.
So on that note then, Carrie,
Yeah.
so option one,
yeah, it's so great that we get the shot clock.
$5,500. Option two is just, under 45, and you can tell the difference. The size of them, it's a bigger, this one's bigger because it has the time clock. I don't think it's wise to have the time clock, because if you think about it, the clock will be the shot clock here, time clock, and time clock for a
Right.
player. They're gonna see, honestly, it might be actually more confusing, the locations of it. So for an extra 1,000, I don't think it's the,
Well,
now-
we can't turn our head this much.
Yeah.
We're in trouble.
the other option for a whopping $2,000 is the backlighting on the backboard that basically will show a red LED light. When the clock is-
Okay.
It's an extra $2,000 for that?
Yeah,
On each backboard, on,
well,
for
for
total,
the
for
set.
the whole,
$1,000.
this is, and
$1,000 a
keep in mind,
backboard.
this is just ours. Pacelli's has,
Yeah, they got
on their own. So, yeah. Crazy. It would be cool, and actually, in all honesty, there was a game when it was literally this light came into play between
Right.
a section
Yeah.
championship game of my high school and my
Yeah.
rival. They were able to see when the light went off, that the ball was out of the hands,
Yeah,
but for $2,000,
Well, here's my,
be a cheap thrill, or not cheap thrill, it'd be cool to have, but I don't know if it's worth the $2,000.
did you ever talk? Okay,
Yep, so Bill was going to, I had directed Bill to look at new backboards, assembly, everything. If there was ever a time to do it, now it might be the time to do it. If we're installing this, we get these installed the right way. Those that are in there from 1956, they had problems literally the first night of the thing, and I don't know how long they will last. Now that guy was supposed to come on Monday. He apparently got a new job late last week, and Bill found out on Monday morning that he's not going to be coming. So he does have another person coming. Pacelli paid, I think, around $6,000. I don't know offhand for theirs. So
Was this the same guy? That Pacelli is?
That I do not, that's a good question. I do not know. So that is separate than this.
Yeah.
So if we put the two together,
Well, and that doesn't include the install of it either, right?
if you
No,
put this,
Or, yeah,
the
sure.
install and the backboard, we're looking at probably $12,000, which, holy cow.
I know, but the one thing, I mean, having those backboards safe is a huge thing because I mean, kids
Yeah.
dunk now and kids,
Yeah.
kids dunk hard and they
Yeah.
hang and they,
And what's crazy is everyone can grab the rim now,
yes,
and they all grab the rim.
they all
because-
do.
Because they can.
Because
Yeah.
they can.
And
But there's
I
just
mean-
so great, when I mean, when I was in school, there was one or two kids that could like grab the rim.
Mhm.
And now
Everyone does.
everyone,
Yeah.
it is nuts.
And
And there were some mounting issues that said with our current ones.
Yes.
And that,
they were not sure if they could put this on, they might have to put it on the wall, but they think they figured out they could.
But if we got.
That again, just the fact that they had to ask that question also begs me to wonder, I don't know.
Mhm.
I would,
I'm just saying, this is I mean, I'm sure Bradley's super excited about spending that money for that. But
It's a
It
safety
is-
You also don't want
issue.
one of
It
those
does
things
really-
coming down.
Yeah, because that will
Oh.
hurt someone's bad.
Oh.
I don't think it's gonna fall out of the wall, I really don't, but it was installed in 1957. Is this the time to just,
keep in mind, in 1957, it was the smaller.
Yes,
not
correct.
the big
Not as
monster.
heavy.
Yeah.
yeah,
Not nearly as heavy.
And you
I mean,
had this, I don't even know if there's a weight on this.
We
I'm
for
sure
sure
there
need to
is.
have it
I don't know, I just,
checked out
I would agree with that. That's why,
and get
you know,
a price.
Bill had the person set and it didn't come. So if he's able to come and take a look at, give us at least price quote
Yeah,
and see, we can always bring it up next month.
So does that company have another person or is that like?
Yes, the
Okay.
supervisor was gonna be the one that was coming through.
Okay.
I don't know, I just,
It ain't the same wall when you deal with on that one, is it?
No, this is deck, this is the electronics. That's a different,
that's Dectron.
that is Midwest. It's not Midwest, the people that do the inspections, but they were able, it's a subcontractor.
The inspection is Southern Minnesota inspection.
But it's a subcontractor of them, and I don't see the weight. So basically, I'm asking for approval for the shot clock. My recommendation would be option 2 and not the LED light.
well, I'll count. If we don't do the LED, we need to get the brackets, the new brackets. So we're saving money. We're not.
just need a
You know what I
motion.
mean?
Well, that, like I said, it's gonna be
I know.
$6,000. And I don't even, that's what Pacelli paid, and that's give or take $500-600, I don't know, but
I don't know, I just.
I don't, I easily could ask
No,
for
I
a,
think you keep the backboard, I don't think we.
yeah, the backboard should be good.
Oops, it'll be the
Um,
same,
Just,
just new brackets.
yeah,
So
anyways,
I would love to ask for, an up to amount, but I think it's so much grayer that I'd
Yeah,
rather
that's-
come with a
we,
proposal where you guys
Mhm.
like it or
Right.
not like
Yeah.
it, so.
So is
Yeah.
the person, that company, are they charging a fee for a quote? Or no?
I don't have an answer for that,
I wouldn't.
I would
think
assume
so,
not.
but
For the
but most likely he's probably the only person that's gonna be able to give us a quote. I don't know.
Right,
I don't know.
I make a motion to go with Mr. Goebel's
Option 2.
recommendation.
Need a second?
I second.
All in favor?
I-
Opposed?
I have a question though,
Just, just so you know, that's $4,486. That's the,
so if I fundraise for that, the lighting, we get it added on later, couldn't we? The LED lights are on the backboard.
I will assume, yeah.
Talk electric.
It's basically applying and
play.
just running the electrics. It would be cool. I don't think a lot of,
no,
I
it
know.
would be.
it would
yeah.
be cool, and I don't
It
think a
would
lot
be
of schools are
cool.
doing it because of the price, but it might cost more afterwards though. So just,
Mhm.
So not just-
Right.
so if you're gonna do
So
that,
raise it quick, if you're gonna do it,
Well,
raise it fast.
There's a meeting like maybe 10th.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay, consider approval of authorizing administration to offer high school credit bearing classes during the summer of 2022.
And again, this is just giving me authority to offer high school credit. I did some math, and if they have 36 hours of class
I think that's what.
academic time, that's 0.25 a quarter credit, I believe. That was it. So they'll be able to get some elective credits based on some of these classes that we're doing over the summer. So might draw some more kids in to participate in those as well.
Mhm. Good.
Just need a
I'll make a motion. to approve them.
second.
Second.
All in favor?
I,
Opposed?
I'm just kidding.
Any school board member comments?
I talked to you about maybe getting in contact with Chance Meyer about kind of doing our, I don't know, our field, you know, fertilizing, kind of just helping with the maintenance of it.
I did not do that yet.
Well-
Thank you for reminding me. So
I'm sure the football field's like top priority, I mean, but I just think someone that would come in and make sure that, you know, gets it fertilized on time and just a little bit of more care.
the east end of the field was brown, not just from the
Yeah,
we had brown flowers last also.
I don't know, just.
I'll make the note again and give
Okay.
reach out to them.
Somebody used to go to Spring Valley, they had like PVC piping for irrigation system in the football field with children through there on the motorcycle. And it looked like it didn't cost a lot of money. I'm positive in Spring Valley.
For,
Irrigation
the-
system,
on their football field?
yeah.
No, I didn't notice that. Never noticed that. Have to check it out.
Yeah.
Thank you. I don't have anything. You have something else, Carl?
yeah, I can't, I should have wrote it down.
I've had a couple people come forward with concerns of the choir teacher leaving and whether or not that trip for,
Oh, the Florida. trip.
yes, thank you,
Yep.
gosh, was still going, thank you, because it's a really hard word there. Gosh, it's still a possibility for the kids.
It's still a go.
Okay,
We have had a person interested in,
I saw that on there too.
so
So I just didn't know if that person had been talked to about it yet, because there was quite a bit of concern from several people, which, and I get it, like the kids are
Absolutely, right.
excited
Yep.
Yeah,
and you don't want to lose that for them.
right.
It's a-
We also had some parents, including myself, but not just me, with the communication with sports when things are changed or canceled, especially just, was it yesterday? There's some kids, including my own, that I won't allow my daughter to walk home by herself. So they're scrambling last minute to find somebody, and they're not being told as parents. And there were several people, even on our team, that was very upset because the communication was not put out there, and this is an ongoing issue. So I didn't know if it could be something that we could look at
What
to,
was yesterday, just,
they announced at 2:30 that practice was gonna be in Austin
oh,
or around there somewhere, some in the late afternoon.
Wow.
was that put out to,
It was
Was
not
it
announced to
posted on
parents
Facebook?
at all.
okay,
If it was on Facebook, I don't know. I don't get alerts like that. I just think. the
remember, I
portal-
get what you're saying.
Yeah, right.
But you gotta be very flexible with.
Well, and we have been, I mean, it's been several years, several different sports now that we've been flexible. Jed was great. Jed was great. He set up a communication, and if something happened, he let us know. But that's up to the,
So is that what we need to make sure that our coaches are doing is?
that's what I'm wondering, like, where
Setting
do we
up like
set
a,
this standard?
you know, because there's gonna be times where things happen quick.
Mhm.
I mean, I know that too, just from up there, things happen really quick. And you
And I get
can
it,
put it
I'm a
on
coach.
Facebook, but it doesn't catch people in time, you
Well, and I'm
know?
at work, I'm not looking
That-
at.
Exactly,
Facebook.
right, yeah.
So
I
So
know.
several
so with
parents
that,
that were
Carl, as a
here.
coach, would it
picked
be,
them up.
because I've thought about this, because I also had a parent in the parking lot last night talk to me. Would it be helpful to standardize the communication to what I mean is,
Well, they
you
used
as a
to-
football coach, as a basketball coach,
I know.
baseball, they would all be the same
Right,
system.
but-
Yeah, yep,
Baseball's a different, and spring sports a different animal because you like.
it is, there's a
Could change it.
lot.
Which
of
I
them.
get it.
Yeah, I know, but-
totally get it.
So we used to get, like, we had
Oh,
it,
what
so
was
they'd
that
come to
app?
our phone that paid practice got changed. I don't know.
Well, even utilizing the
The
portal,
text,
like,
yep.
Yeah,
like I get not using text because that costs us all money. So is there something that we can do with
Is
the
it-
portal?
They
Right.
could use the portal with the text.
Yes.
And we would not, I don't think we'd be able to differentiate who just, it would go out to everybody.
you know, I don't
That's,
That's the
that's
know
the,
what happened yesterday, but I would
Which-
assume they finally decided to let us play out on the field.
Which is great. That's
Right.
awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
Like, that's vital for these kids.
Yeah, I
For
don't,
the
I don't know.
portal, we can't differentiate to just send it to like
Just to
junior high
send-
baseball.
Yeah.
We can't,
Right,
that
yeah.
would take,
It would take.
it would be a
yeah.
nightmare.
but there are,
But could the coach just do it? Like,
Yeah,
if
the
the coach is
reminder.
making the change, they're the ones contacting the athletic director anyway. And then the
Right.
athletic director is contacting the school and last minute where someone is making an announcement.
I know for the boy, and like I always had a group text that I had.
Yeah.
And I would send it out, you know, then I get a text out made and then someone, hey, can you add this person? So then you gotta start all over with 20 different.
Hey, have you ever heard of Message Plus?
No, I
Yeah,
haven't.
is
I'll
there
show
a
you.
system that's
I
easier
will show
that,
you that.
because
That's what I use.
that's the problem for these coaches is that is what happens. You
If
have,
There's an app called
Yep.
Message Plus.
Is it
Your
like
that
that
will
one?
link to all of your contacts and you can make your own group. You can take them out, you can add them in, you can name the group.
Oh, you'll have to
that's
show
what they
okay,
need to
'cause
do.
Remind is, but I think there's a
'Cause-
cost.
No,
Just-
Remind
there
is
used to
free.
be- there's
Message
some-
Plus is free too. I don't know what Remind is though.
Okay,
I have
I don't know,
Remind.
that would be
we use
awesome
it for
because
the exact
I
same-
just set something out
same
for
thing.
summer
It sucks because
and someone messaged me, hey, can you put my wife on this?
I
And I'm just like,
know.
well,
Yeah,
I
Message
could, you,
Plus
was like
is
20, you
just
can only
like
put 20
Contacts in
people.
your phone.
So you're trying to,
no, you can
Okay,
add
so
whatever you
Remind
want.
is your.
so you can have as many
Message
contacts.
You can put in there whatever you want and then it also puts a name to it as
Oh,
well.
Okay.
I think
that would
that
be
is,
excellent.
Yeah.
Okay,
that
And
is
it's
You can
free.
Put it on the coach.
and they'll go to their, it's not like Messenger, but it'll be like.
It will be, it'll
text.
be a text to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I will let you know, I have not figured out.
Oh, boy.
So when I first downloaded it, I only got the text message. And then all of a sudden it uninstalled on my phone and I re-downloaded it. And now I get a message every time someone messages that group, I get a text message and a Message Plus message. There's like, it's back to back, it's right in a row,
okay.
but it's
Oh.
annoying because it's like ding, ding,
Yeah,
ding, ding, I'm like, ding, ding.
well, I mean, that's the problem with when you put text group together.
Yeah.
You
You
only
can't
have
add
20,
anybody.
and you, once you
Or
put,
take them out.
or take them out,
Right.
because there's sometimes you want to take some people out.
Remind is another one, and they did something goofy a couple
I
years
can
ago.
show that, I have it.
That was,
But yeah, I-
that, it was similar as
Text a
Message
number-
Plus,
Text a
but
code up or a certain
So I
number
get
code and
text
you're in the
from-
group.
Yeah.
that for
Like
mine.
notify
From
from a lot of
Bill.
schools, like, it's a blue day.
that's the portal.
That-
So the Remind app, do you have to be a part of it or does it send you a text
No,
message?
you don't even have to have the app. So like, I'm the parent, shocker, parent manager for my kids' soccer team. I know.
You don't have enough on your plate.
I know. So if there's a practice change or a game change or a game reminder, I just go, for me, I go in the app and I send it out and then all the parents on the team get the information the moment I send it.
Hmm.
And when they text back, it's not my personal number. It goes to the.
Oh.
app
That's what mine
itself.
does too.
So I have a text that reminds me to order my yearbook. And MCA testing. So what was that on? then?
That's. the
That's
portal.
through the
Portal.
portal, the
Portal.
infinite
I'm signed up
campus.
for Portal?
Good job, Carl.
Tammy do it?
Tammy
Oh,
did it.
something like that. So back, okay, can we send that out on the portal?
No.
But it would go to.
Everybody.
You-
Well,
Everybody
does
would
it
get it.
matter?
Yes.
Wouldn't matter
Yeah,
to me.
because there's
Why?
gonna.
It
people
would
are-
because they would get
upset.
all,
Yeah,
imagine spring sports, how much it changes.
Yeah.
Imagine someone at work getting
But I got it.
8
Well, you
messages.
got a text in there was MCA testing.
For kids test.
That's true.
you wouldn't want to get
I
messages
know,
about
and
stuff
Carl,
that doesn't affect your.
The
you know.
only parents that got the MCA testing are the kids that are testing.
Oh.
So first,
We
second
can-
grade, they don't get it.
Oh,
We can
ninth grade,
differentiate
they
by
get it.
grades.
okay.
We
I
can group
was-
grades together.
Well,
by
it's
that.
I was
Yeah.
just curious.
Yeah,
So if you did it through the portal, you'd have to
make a
Everybody
baseball
has
group.
And then it would change every year.
Well, it would
Right.
actually change every week. It would change every week. And
Oh, gosh.
this
Yeah.
way,
Yeah.
you as a coach could say, oh, he quit, so I can take his name off this, or this late addition he added, I can. add
Well,
this.
and then, I mean, I'm lucky Jake, you know, they do Snapchat or whatever that thing is. He has a group, and I think you can take, add and pull people in
Yeah.
there.
Right.
So I just tell him, hey, send it out that we're getting done early today. You know, and then he sends it out to the kids. The parents don't get it,
Yeah.
but I don't know, there's.
That works at a varsity
think
level,
the
JV.
JV,
junior
that
high,
does
it's
not
gonna be
work
tough.
with young
Yeah,
kids.
no, I
but-
get it.
Yeah,
I think
know.
when I coached last year with the junior high boys, I had a parent one, I think,
Take a look at it.
And it was a part of yours, of the main one.
yes. So,
You did last year.
did I? Okay, did I do that? I thought I did.
We did for basketball, I know that.
Okay.
I,
Thank you
yeah,
for
I-
bringing that up, because we would have never
Yep.
heard of Message Plus,
So-
so we'll take a look at both.
Oh,
that
wait, is
and
it
Mind
Verizon Message Plus?
I don't know. I just put in Message Plus.
Do you have
I'm so
Verizon?
scared to try it, but that sounds so nice. So
I think so.
every time I put a group together, someone texts
Yeah,
me,
right.
I don't want to be on this
Yeah.
or add. I'm just like,
And I actually got it from another coach. I'm like, hey, what do you use? Because I'm not gonna create several.
Right.
Because for basketball, we did that. I think we ended up with like 4 group
Mhm.
messages by the time we
Yeah.
were done.
And it would be something to look into. I know with the portal, if a parent said, I think you did it, you're like, I didn't get this message.
Mhm.
And I'm able to look back and say, oh, it was sent to this email
Yeah.
address. And, oh, I don't check that very often or whatever. So I don't know if reminder, that could also prove to it, yeah, you did get this, mom, or, oh, you're not on this, so we can add you.
Well, they have to sign, those are if you sign up by cell phone only.
The only thing with with Remind is you don't have to do that in Message Plus. Like you don't have to send a code. The parent doesn't have to then enter the
You
code.
can add them.
Just get it. Like
Okay.
you can't stop it.
You
It's
can't.
coming at you.
Okay,
so,
so
but you're not sure if a double messages.
So at the beginning it didn't, and then it uninstalled from my phone for whatever reason. I went in. and it
So
was
you're
fine.
not sure if that's just some.
It could be a setting. I just am not.
But maybe
determined
this
what that is.
remind might be
So it's
a,
message plus with a plus sign, not plus, it's just a plus sign.
It's a message and then it's a
Yeah.
plus sign.
Okay.
Because we had problems with the Remind, now that I think about it, because that's what Maya first set up for basketball. and We had 3 parents that did not, like, we kept telling them, hey, go and enter this code,
Yeah.
hey, go and enter this code, and they just wouldn't do it. I was trying to think of where I've heard that before, and that was Maya, 'cause she
Okay.
tried that one. Yep, that
Must
one.
be a
user
Verizon.
error.
It has to be Verizon.
No, I'm saying, like,
It
I'm
says
not-
Verizon, but it says across devices.
oh, okay.
There it is.
You can
messages
change,
plus.
How do I get out of
you can
it?
change the colors too, just so you know, 'cause I hate white.
Okay.
I
Why
have
did
to
it
have
come
dark.
up?
Okay,
Mine is
moving on.
I think.
Future meeting
He
and
is. All right, she's on there.
No, I'm not looking. I can barely handle.
But I don't want that anyway to be misconstrued, like
No.
we, as parents, we're not, because I'm a coach and I know it's a lot, but I'm also a parent. And
No.
it
I
affects
get it.
every avenue of people's
Mhm.
lives,
No, it's good feedback.
especially with like the 6th graders, because most of them don't have phones.
Right.
No, I get it. And there's like a ton of 6th graders.
Yeah, there is a ton.
A ton.
I would, I
It's
hate to
like-
be the one, I would really like to put that on the coaches, though.
No, I agree, but then who do we
Yeah.
hold?
They're gonna be
Who's
the
the
ones
person to
that,
hold?
They're
them
the first
accountable?
ones, I mean,
That would be-
they're,
that would be
Billy,
the-
That
Yep.
can be something that Billy can make sure
They
that
need
you
accountable.
send out.
Because I even told Hunter, I'm like, if they want me to make it, I'll make it. I don't care. Because I'd
Team
be a part of it anyways. No, they can do it.
It's
I'm just
social
kidding.
networking. Message plus.
Okay, future meeting and calendar update. Yep, Strategic plan review, May 2nd, 2022 at 5:30 and graduation, May 27th at 7 PM.
Can't believe it's almost.
Cheapers.
I know,
Right?
it's just crazy. It looks like we
So,
have 28 days of school
You'll
left.
be able to handle it?
I have no idea.
It's awful.
I know. And I gotta start the darn thing,
I
so
know, I know.
it's, I might need you to stand next to me, Carl.
Would you like
No.
I need
to,
to hold his hand.
so is Evan first? No.
No,
What do you mean?
Like, Did get his diploma?
Walking.
No,
No?
it'd be alphabetical.
Oh, I know, but I didn't know. Would you like to hand him his diploma?
he will be anyway.
No,
Oh,
we
no,
don't.
he
Well,
won't.
no,
Chat.
it's, well, we can talk, yeah, we can.
I
And we
think
switched
so.
off as
Yeah, we
members.
we
did.
Yeah.
switched, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely.
I would totally be crying.
I don't know. What I was thinking is I'm assuming he's like not too far down, maybe you have Corey. And then you like hand a diploma to the first.
And actually, there's a couple of students that I would love to hand them just because.
I don't know, I-
Because of this class, but
Mhm.
Yeah, no,
so,
we'll talk.
Yeah.
I just think that's one, we're a small school, we can do this stuff,
Right.
you know, like next year's class. There's a lot of kids I'd love to give their diploma to.
Yep.
So, I mean,
Ooh, you guys are gonna be mess next year.
oh,
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
Oh, boy.
yeah,
It's my last one. His last
we're gonna
one.
enjoy it
My last
afterwards.
one.
though.
it's.
A lot of,
Yeah.
a lot of babies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's not start
I know,
thinking
I
about
try
this
not to
now.
think about
Don't
it
rush
now,
that.
but it's-
Just need a motion to approve the future meeting.
No.
Oh, no
We don't
motion
need
for
to.
Oh, no
Just go
motion
to
for that?
adjourn.
Oh, yeah, yeah. okay.
No.
Okay, just need a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it. Oh, Dave got it.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'm right here.
Opposed?
I'm gonna start messaging you. I'm doing it right.
Have a good night,
I
everyone.
might have given you the wrong information.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I could like access your.